Welcome back to Uproarious. I'm Rory, and today we're talking about the DEETS skills and taking care of our physiological needs. If you remember from our last video, physiological needs include things like eating, drinking, and air, and they're the core needs that we have as identified on Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You may be wondering what DEETS stands for. DEETS is D-E-E-T-S, and it stands for drinking, eating, exercise, toileting, and sleep. Now, anytime I'm having emotional needs that I'm not sure where they're coming from, or I'm not sure why I'm feeling such strong emotions, the first thing I always do is check in with myself. I ask for the DEETS. When did I last drink? We should try to have the same amount of liquid around the same time of day every day. For me, I try to just sip on my drink throughout the whole day, so I'm having a little bit of water constantly. This is because our body can filter out water within 5 minutes. And the more liquid we have in our body at a time, the more rapidly it will process water and put it into our bladder. So, if we want to stay hydrated, we need to drink smaller amounts over the course of the day so that we're constantly giving ourselves a little bit more hydration. Our first E is eating. Our body is a machine and it needs power. And power for humans means calories. I could give countless pieces of nutritional advice, but I have to kind of keep this small. So I want to focus on a few key details. What are you eating? When are you eating it? And how much are you eating? We should have these 3 things be fairly similar for each time of day. If you always have breakfast at 6 o'clock in the morning, your body will learn that it can rely on that source of calories. And we're less likely to build fat, and we're more likely to spend energy while we're sleeping cleaning up from the day before. Try to space your food out throughout the day so that your meals are not too close or too far apart from each other. This is because we need steady sources of energy throughout our day to thrive. Finally, don't eat huge meals terribly late in the day. It takes a lot of work to digest food, and you don't want that work interrupting your sleep. Our second E is exercise. I know, I don't want to hear that word either most of the time, but exercise is a critical part of anyone's health. And it doesn't have to look like running every day. What you need to do is to have a certain level of activity that your body knows it can expect to do, in which you're using your body, and you're using your exercise to create the chemicals you need to function optimally. Some exercise is required for clearing out stress hormones. And if we never exercise and we have high stress, we'll never lower that stress down enough just by resting. Exercising tells our body to go through and clean things up. Next up is toileting. It might seem a little weird to have to include the bathroom on this list, but it actually is a really important thing for us to consider. It's really common for people who need to use the bathroom to become very emotional, to become irrational or angry or impatient, because their body is sending them a pressing need that says, go take care of this, why are you delaying? And the longer we delay that, the more impatient and uncomfortable we're going to be. We have to recognize that it is a part of what we've got to do to take care of our bodies, and if we're ignoring it, we're less likely to have the emotional state that we're aiming for. S is for sleep. If we don't take care of our sleep needs, we are never going to thrive and be our best selves. And this is because just like we need food to power ourselves, we need rest to maintain ourselves. If we don't sleep, and sleep well enough and long enough most nights, we will have less control over our emotions, we will make less perfect memories, and we will have less patience and energy for other people. It's important to sleep around the same time every night because our body really, really values that consistency. So the time we sleep and the amount we sleep at that time needs to be consistent so our body can invest most heavily in those moments. When we take care of our DEETS, our body takes heed of that and says, okay, let's focus on something else. This unlocks our ability to take care of other problems that we might be having and other magnifying factors that we might have that are causing us to have stronger or inappropriate emotions. Join me next week for talking about safety and security and how we can improve our sense of safety and security to make ourselves feel like our needs are met and so that we can keep pushing to be our best selves. Thanks again for stopping by, and remember to be kind to yourself and to others.